what is your perspective or your standard of we as women dressing up modestly or our clothing? We just want to know what is your standard, or what would you as a mother, spiritual, when I'm saying a mother as a spiritual mother, to your spiritual daughters, what is the standard that you would expect or you would set for a church or for your daughters?
You have to always look at yourself in the mirror and look at yourself and see, am I dressed in a provocative way? When I stand in front of the mirror, I examine myself and I see if there is any parts, any areas that I feel like is not good. I like to always do that, just examine myself in the mirror. So when people look at me, I don't want them to even be like, whoa, what is she wearing? Never should they think that. But I want them to be like, wow, she looks beautiful. Wow, it's so classy. So that is the compliment that I'm always looking for, not, whoa, that's a bit too much. And thankfully I have a spouse, so I can always check with him. Because sometimes when I'm not sure, I always like to check with him and say, hey, look, what do you think? Is it provoking? So that way I'm on check. So if you don't have a spouse, if you're a young girl, always look in the mirror. Because you must understand, you are a woman of God, you're a child of God. The only person you want to look good in front of is your husband, nobody else, So you dress not to impress somebody, you dress to impress yourself. I never dress to impress somebody else. I like to look good for myself. I like to dress classy for myself, obviously for my spouse, but the most of the part, I like to dress just to feel confident, just to look nice and elegant and feel good. In a very respectful, classy way. People look up to me. I know whatever I wear. If I wear short dress, my daughters will wear short dress. If I wear mini dress, my daughters will wear mini dress. There's so much pressure on me to always, So I never do anything to make myself look immodest. So especially So what I do is I also do exercise. When I'm in the mirror, I lift my hands, I see, is there anything visible? I do all that exercise. When I jump, I see, is everything okay? You know what I mean? Because you have to check from every angles. So when I'm sitting, because we're listening to the word. So I check, everything is okay, am I fully covered? So those are the standards that you should follow when you are,
Thank you, Mama. And Mama, how we can find a correct life partner according to God's will? Which things we keep in our mind when we are looking for a partner?
I think you need to not look for a partner. That's what you need to do. I think you need to just keep finding God. Because when you find God, He will bring you a partner. When you keep looking for a man, then you will have all these conditions, and you just have to find God, really. Because when you find God, you have to know what His criteria is, not your criteria. Because you think, according to you, like according to me, I had different criteria for what I needed in a man. But it was the criteria that God had. And that's the perfect thing to do. Really, you don't need your criterias. Because I feel like, especially now, women, we have so much demands from a man. I want him to be 6 feet. I want him to, have a good voice. I don't know, I'm just making... I want him to be tall. I want him to be light-skinned, dark-skinned, whatever. So you have all these criterias, but it's so difficult to, meet that expectation. So you just go to God and tell God, you bring me a guy, and then you will fall in love with him. Because God has the best person for you. So let me advise you, don't look for criteria. Just go to God. And see, for me, I never wanted to get married, believe it or not. That was always my desire. I wanted to be single for the rest of my life and make a lot of money and help ministries. That was my desire. So for me, I never went, when I came to Jesus, I never was looking for a spouse. I never wanted to get married. So that's why God got me married. Because I never looked for a spouse. I never wanted this. I never wanted a relationship. Because I don't know, it was just me. So all my friends were so desperate to get married. They were like, marriage, marriage, marriage. Me, I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to get married. And I'm the first one among all my friends circle who got married. Yeah, I never cared for kids. I never wanted. I was very like Miss Independent, want to be on my own. I don't need a man to fulfill my happiness. You know, that was my motto. But God had different plans. Yeah.